Alright, this is going to be a new video, but what we're going to do in this one is we're going to get it started. We're going to do just a quick temporary wire cap the wires together to try and get it fired up for the first time. Alright, in theory, this wire makes the throttle body and ECU come on. Yep, there's the ECU. Alright, just to show, this is actually the first startup. I know nobody has a reason to not believe me. Zero fuel pressure. Crap everywhere. I guess I should probably put the dipstick back in. I think that's it. I think I'm gonna crank it over for a minute and then try and fire it up. Hey, after being an idiot for a undisclosed amount of time, I realized that my cam sensors weren't plugged in. So, attempt 20. There it is. Alright, now that we know it runs, we're gonna deal with that fucking disaster. I'm gonna basically push everything into the passenger footwell and put the AC stuff back in. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna move the car first. Alright, so after that last clip, I went through and I did my brakes. Tighten all that down, both sides. And then I went ahead and I threw the blower motor, the AC, and tighten the heater box down. I'm gonna throw it on the time lapse and we're gonna set the dash back in it to see what else needs to be done before we can fully mount it in. Getting closer. Okay, so it turns out my GoPro failed. I had it up there and it didn't record any of the shit of me putting the dash back together. So I guess I'll just throw in the next clip now of me talking about the shit that I did with that. Alright, so off camera, I did a whole bunch of stuff, but it's a whole bunch of stuff that you're not going to be able to see. I did my power steering stuff, is all hooked up in there now. Did a bunch of the wiring, plugged all that stuff back in. Got all the heater boxes and all that stuff was all in there, I think. Now we have a key. You can hear the power steering kind of motor whining. don't know if you can hear that, but something I was excited about. So, all that stuff should work in theory. We're moving along. I'm gonna do a bunch more wiring, and then I guess we'll do a clip once it's fired up and running again. Sorry, I'm jumping along. We're less than 15 days until we gotta move. So we gotta move fast to get it done, to drive it there. Moving on from the dash wiring stuff, I wanted to throw in the fan control. So I've talked about these before, and what this is it's a little temperature control probe thing. It works like this. There's a probe, it goes in the radiator there, and then there's a little knob right there that you tighten and loosen. I put it there so that you can get through that hole once the bumper and shit's back on. And all it is this is interrupted, meaning there's no power going between the two until a certain temperature is reached in the probe, and then it connects power between the two. You can wire these however you want. Keep in mind though that this is a low amperage circuit, which is, I think it's like 16 amps. Yeah, 16 amps. So if you have fans like me where they draw like 20 amps each, running through a relay, I like to run stuff like that through a ground relay. Specifically so that, like, I have these wires that are running from the inside of the car through this chassis leg. So if I bring positive out through this, then it has to send positive back through that. So not only do I have two wires, but they're also, it's two wires, so it's twice as likely to short out. And if it shorts out, then it blows a fuse, or worst case, it sets the car on fire. So this way, you just run a ground strap to something that's close. It sends a ground signal. Worst case scenario, it turns the fan on. So it's a much safer way of doing it, in my opinion. I have two of these because I'm gonna do one over here for this fan, which is just gonna be the all the time fan. And then I'm gonna do another one over here on the other side, and that one's going to be set for higher running temperature. So like this one will kick on at like 190, and this one will kick on at like 210, and that one also is going to be for the AC, so it'll automatically kick on whenever I turn the air conditioning on. There's a couple of videos where you can see the car running, well, in the old chassis, where it would, like, the fans would kick on, so the car would bog way down. So I'm trying to eliminate that. So instead of it pulling 40 amps, because both fans are kicking on, it'll only pull 20. All right, that's where it all sitting there. I got this out so I could show you guys in a second. This is my ghetto fuse panel. I'm gonna obviously do something with that later. I just needed to get it in there and testing and working. I need to get this car to the other house. But this is how it works. This probe goes in here. You can see where I've done it a couple times. Goes through there. This is an adjuster. I got it out there. So we can turn this. Kicks on. You do it with this adjuster. I'm gonna take my handy dandy lighter and unfanned through a 2-inch core, through an AC condenser, and the 3-inch intercooler. Heat out of this. Should shut off. Paper fell. Now, with both fans, this thing's serious. I had to stop that clip because it got really loud. But yeah. The only thing I need to do is I have it wired in there to where it just has power all the time, and I need to set it up with a relay to where it has key on power. But again, we just need to get the car to the other house. So this will work, but it is a short-term solution. Yeah, I guess I can put the front end back on now. The bumper and all that stuff. And maybe we can test drive it. I meant to show this in the last clip. The little adjusters. I had to move them because the bumper covers those 2 spots. But it worked out really well. Hides everything, you can't see it. So. Also, we still have to do the brakes and bleed them and all that stuff. Everything's put together, I just gotta bleed it. We've been waiting for the seat to go back in. Which, now it can go back in. So we'll do that next. Alright, so I got this fucking turd running. My coolant temp is dropping. Got both the fans running. Heaters on. That's blowing. Seems to be working pretty well. I've been running it for 900 seconds, however long that is. Or 1,000 seconds. Fans are kicking. Oh God, I'm dying. Off. That one's off, the left side. Right side's still running. There, yeah, 180 degrees. I'm gonna call that a success. Alright, now we gotta bleed the brakes. Alright, well, as you would have seen, as long as my camera over there didn't take a shit like it did whenever I was putting the dash in. Car's out of the garage. It moves under its own power. I still have to wire in a relay for the secondary fuel pump. So right now I'm just touching it. But it runs. It drove out. It's a little dirty. We're gonna clean up this. As you can see, a lot of my stuff is down. we are moving. I apologize for the lack of the build content, I guess. I'm doing what I gotta do to get by. Like, my spray paint shelf is completely empty. I had cabinet there, it's over there, but my big shelf and stuff over there is gone. I'm gonna go through all that still. I don't know what the next video is gonna be, or the next clip's gonna be. I was gonna do a clip of the car running and driving and like cruising down the road, but I can't get into the throttle right now just because like it's a fresh build and I need to put some miles on it. So hey, it looks like I'm gonna be driving this car down to the new house in the dark, so I wanted to do this clip real quick. It's not exactly ready to be driven that far, but so far it's working. Pretty sure it's not overheating. I don't actually know. Well, according to the gauge, it's not, which is currently in my passenger seat. So to work, so we're gonna make the trip, see what happens. I think you're being dramatic. Yeah, I think you're being dramatic. Yeah, I know, it's scary. Yeah. Where are you going? Oh, you love that steering wheel? Yeah, you telling everybody? Yeah. Who are you talking to? Oh, she's so dramatic. Who are you talking to? Me? Yeah. Come on. Yeah. Hey, we're gonna try and drive this bitch 30 miles to the new house. We're less than ideal situations. We have fuel pump wiring, so we're completely done out of this place. See what happens. Coming to my new house. Please do not come to my new house if I didn't give you my address. We made it. Car's not overheating. It's been a few days since the clip of me driving, but the car is here. At the new house. I don't know how I'm gonna do videos because obviously this is my workspace. There's not a whole lot to work with. All of my stuff's in the yard. Shed's full. Oh, I'm not gonna open it, it's just full. This is where the car sits. So we're gonna figure something out. I don't know when the next video will be coming out, but I'm gonna say, again, this is my new house. Like, I just bought it. No, it's not a mansion. I'm not one of these rich YouTubers. I'm just a guy with a family. So please don't come by my house. I really don't want people coming by here. Think of it as if, like, if I don't give you my address, don't come here. There's no reason for you to be here. If you want to say hi to me in public, then that's fine. If you want to say hi to me at a car meet, car show, whatever, that's fine. Just don't come to my house. Think about, like, if somebody turns around in your driveway, you know, you get up, who the fuck is this? That's how it is every time somebody drives by my house and revs and does a burnout or gets out and takes pictures of my car. Like, just don't. So, sorry to rant. I just don't want it to be, like, it was a big problem at the old house. I don't want it to be a problem at this house. So, I guess, until I get around to doing the next one, I might do some house stuff just to have some sort of content, because I don't really have a whole lot of money. I spent a lot on the house. But, I mean, I don't get paid by YouTube, so we'll see.